It is a hump day, Menace Army. Happy hump day. Halfway through the week, almost to the freaking weekend. It's Wednesday, June 17th. And we're going to talk about college football because that's what we do. Even though there's not much to talk about, we still discuss it because there's plenty of things to just hypothesize and fuck it. Just hash it out.
Yeah.
There's plenty of dumbasses out there too that say shit that we need to fucking set straight and address. I guess.
Always.
Chris, how the hell are you? This is my co-host, Chris Drew, Akron's very own. How are you?
Dude, do you remember that like 3-week period where that one guy would say you're the worst co-host ever because you would never introduce me is what he said?
Yes.
I think about that every time you ask me, like, say, this is my co-host, Chris Drew. I think about that.
You know what's funny is I think about it, and that's why I say it. It'll randomly pop into my head, and I'm like, oh, I should introduce Chris. It's hilarious,
dude. So funny. That's like similar wavelength. We never talked about that out loud yet before, but no. I'm good, dude. Honestly, I don't even like being introed because at this point, if you showed up, I don't care if you know who I am or not. I just care if you like and watch the video. You know,
right? Who gives a fuck who either of us are?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the intro kind of says who I am, but
yeah.
Anyways, like
how
the video.
Are you? I'm good. We had a baseball game last night, and that was the closest scare we got to losing, bro. A kid's pitcher's duel is so bizarre.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're so bizarre, dude. Because the kids start getting so stressed when they're pitching. Yeah. So we won 2-1. We took the lead in the top of the last inning with 2 outs. A kid hit a triple. And then the next kid hit a double and tried to stretch it into a triple and got thrown out at third, but the run scored. Yeah. So it was 1-1, then it was 2-1. And then our most emotional kid is probably our best pitcher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, our best pitcher available. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, he strikes out. He's the second out. Kid's crying. I grab his face. I'm like, dog, I need you here. Like, you got to pull it together. Goes and slams the door. So that was great. Doreen came, dude. So she got
nice.
A nail biter.
I love that. Lily actually pitched. So we didn't have a game yesterday. She pitched on Monday for only the second time. The first time she pitched, it was kind of brutal. And I worked with her, and Quinn actually worked with her a ton because Quinn was a phenomenal pitcher. And she went out and like struggled, tried to figure it out. Then she struck the last girl out, and was throwing strikes towards the end of the inning. I was pumped for her. And dude, every time she throws strikes, she'd jump up and down and be like, yes. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, seeing kids on the mound is like such like a mental.
Oh, dude, it's my favorite. I love watching Quinn play volleyball, but when I watched her pitch, she was like an A-level like ace. When she pitched, it was my favorite shit ever.
Dude, wait a second. I'll say it because people are going to be, oh, that's your daughter. I went to 3 Quinn games and I did not see her give up a hit.
No. I mean, she was almost unhittable. Like she's so fucking long, and she would stride out, and so she's like right on top of you, and she threw hard as shit,
dude. And like the first game I got there a little bit late as always, per usual, and we were watching the other team pitch, and I was like, okay, like this girl's throwing kind of hard. Like, okay, like I got it, and you were like, oh, just wait. Just wait. Dude. Quinn goes out there, bang, bang, bang. It hits the catch. Sounds like a gunshot. I started ducking, like, damn, I got bullets in Worthington. It was crazy.
Dude, when she was on, she shut shit the fuck down, and it was my favorite shit to watch. Like I remember they played in some big tournament, and they were in the championship game, and she was obviously on the mound, and she was just on. And I mean, just fucking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just shut it the fuck down. It was awesome.
Yeah. So this pitcher's duel yesterday was not like that, bro. Like our pitcher in the first inning walked the bases loaded, then struck out 3 in a row. Caleb in the 4th inning, dude, we had 2 errors on grounders, and then he walked 1, bases loaded, and then he strikes out 2 walks, 1 strikes out another. So that's ones, and then Van fucking 2 on, no outs, and then punches out 3. So there was a lot of traffic for that many runs.
A lot of shit going on.
Yeah, dude. But I'm good in short.
Perfect. I love it. Well, we got a lot to discuss. And Chris is going to pose a question, and I think it's a great question for the chat. Is Julian Sayin the most underrated Heisman finalist returning to college football ever? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, this guy was a Heisman finalist, led the country in completion percentage, was a freak. I mean, just as far as accuracy is concerned, was an absolute ridiculous thrower of the football. I know he had Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, and I think that's what people often go to. But even when we talk about the quarterbacks in next year's draft, it's like, oh, Arch and Dante Moore, and you rattle, and then you go, oh, and then, Julian Sayin. Like, he's an afterthought. And so I guess my actual question to the chat is, do you think Julian Sayin will pan out in the NFL? Yes or no? Do you think he'll be an NFL quarterback? I know he's a good college quarterback. We've seen a bunch of those. Will he pan out in the National Football League? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments, in the chat, and like the video while you're here. Let's get this fucking party started. Lukey, let him know what time it is, Bubba. I really want to start off by saying thank you for tuning in. Whether it's out of support, out of hate, out of interest, or out of entertainment, we appreciate you taking the time to see what this is all about. Here I am, a former college football coach that was in some historically monumental programs. I have no desire ever to get back into coaching. That gives me the greatest gift in the world, freedom to say anything. It is. They need to level up.
I think we have some freaks in Menace Army.
I'm okay with that. Go watch the fucking film. But I appreciate you for riding with us, Menace Army. Menace out.
Menace Army! Let's get to the show!
Dude, seeing that like Menace Army, let's get to the show. Like, and I was just around your kids last week. It's like, oh my God, Cam in particular. He's your twin.
Yeah, it's crazy. They grow up fast, man.
But you usually do. Let's get to the show. My bad.
Yeah, let's get to the show. Let's get to it.
Dude, I don't. This is not in the show notes, but I saw this on Twitter, and this is like only something you get in college football. It feels like a broken simulation. But Lane Kiffin got asked about the rapper Tootsie, and if you don't know, Tootsie was on LSU's team for a little bit.
Yeah.
And Lane Kiffin's response was, "Oh, he was here. I loved being around him, but he signed a deal with a gambling company, so he's back off to his regular professional career." Like, the simulation is just going all kinds of different ways, dude.
It was just a wild story. Like, because he was originally going to go to Syracuse and play for Fran Brown, right?
Yeah, and then he got into it with Fran, and then Fran was like, "Man, I'm not doing all this with you, man. Hit the road." And so he ends up committing to LSU because they give him a PWO spot.
Yeah.
And he's in practice getting absolutely touched up a couple times. But they're, you see him running around, and then he just disappeared from the team. I don't know if he really told anybody why he was out. But signed a deal with a gambling company, and so he's moved on. He can no longer play college athletics.
Well, good for him. What's his name? Tootsie?
Yeah, Tootsie.
Like, where the fuck do they come up with these rapper names? At least some of them make sense. But like, I was listening, and he's one of my favorite rappers. But like NBA YoungBoy, like, what the fuck? Your name is YoungBoy, never broke again.
Yeah, never broke again.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're going with.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to like Dr. Dre, Eminem?
Yeah, well, you got to speak it into existence. He never wants to be broke again.
Tootsie.
Yeah. Wait, what are some of the big Tootsie songs, Pat?
Oh God, there was the there's only the one that I know. I feel like he's a one-hit wonder.
How do you say his name?
Favorite song, right? Isn't that the fuck, I forget.
Didn't Juju Smith-Schuster do the TikTok dance to one of his songs? Or am I thinking of a wrong
favorite song is his biggest hit. He has a song out right now called Yesterday. That's the most, I don't know. I never heard any of this shit.
No, Pop Hunna does the Juju Smith song.
Okay.
Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was Tootsie the whole time.
No,
what's that? His name?
Pop Hunna.
Pop Hunna. See what I mean? It's not even a fucking word.
Yeah.
What's a Hunna? Pop Hunna.
It's like, you know what it's like? They say baristas always have the craziest names.
Yeah.
And it's like, why'd you name your kid Salad? Like, you never heard of a CEO company's, the president being Sal. Like, you're naming your kid this, it's a barista. Anyway, shout out Tootsie, man. I thought Corvette. I thought Corvette was his. Corvette.
But like Travis Scott, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, like those are normal.
Right.
Even like Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, no, I'll take it. And for the music that he makes, it's weird, a little bit off the beaten path.
Yeah. Like Ice Spice, I fuck with that name.
Yeah, I fuck with Ice. He's one of the newer ones.
Like Tootsie. The fuck is Tootsie?
I don't know. But I hope, you know what I hope? I hope that Tootsie stuck around LSU long enough to be in the game. Because I think that was his long play. Just be around for long enough to be in the game. Yeah. So I do want to talk about Julian Sayin because I think it's fascinating because obviously like I consume a lot of college football media. You guys like all know that. Chat, like Pat, Zach, you guys are aware of that. Yeah. And it's funny because like when people talk about how loaded next year's quarterback class is, Julian Sayin, generally speaking, is an afterthought of that. which is fascinating. Like, and some of it makes sense. You start off with Carr, you start off with Dante Moore, you start off with Arch Manning. That's kind of like your big three. And then you hear guys go to Maeva, Mensa, guys like that. Occasionally, you'll hear a couple shows bring up Julian Sayin. And Julian Sayin also was the only Heisman finalist that's returning. Now, for me, I don't like how it looked when Julian Sayin went out. So I've kind of written him off in my own mind, but I also like beat to my own drum. Do you think that Julian Sayin has become really underrated because it feels like he's being viewed as purely as a system quarterback, or is that some of it his right doing? And are we all underselling the potential development that Arthur Smith could provide to him as an NFL guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, it's people use the excuse all the time. They had Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, the number 4 overall pick or whatever the fuck he ended up being, and then Jeremiah, who's going to be likewise like the number 1 and 2 overall pick. Like he had 2 such ridiculous weapons in a system where the quarterbacks have always thrived, right? Like other than the Kyle McCord year, every quarterback has thrived under Ryan Day. There hasn't been a time where someone struggled. And so I think it's kind of like at Ohio State with those weapons, and they're given that caveat. But I think the real reason why is because we live in such an NFL potential world. Like in college football, we always have, who's the best conference? Well, the SEC. Look at all the draft picks. It's like we don't live in a world where sports media analysts actually study film and know what the fuck they're talking about as it applies to playing the sport of college football. Everyone lives in a world of like, what are they going to be in the NFL? That's why Jeremiah Smith is so fascinating. Now, I understand he also has great impact in college football, but Julian Sayin's a 6-foot quarterback. Like, I don't think, I mean, you like what quarterbacks in the NFL are 6 foot or shorter right now? Like Kyler Murray, Bryce Young.
Russell Wilson's a broadcaster now.
Baker is what? How tall is Baker?
Baker's 6'1" officially.
Okay. And it's just like, so, and even thus, if Baker's 6 foot, it kind of bodes the question, like, what do those 3 have in common?
Yeah.
They're athletic dudes that move around. That's not Julian. So I think we live in this jaded world where sports media personalities are so hyper-focused on NFL success is the evaluator for how good a player is, when that's just not true. Tim Tebow is one of the best college football players ever, and he didn't have a lot of NFL value. So it's like, okay, and I think Julian does have NFL value. I think he has a chance to play in the NFL, but I think that's why people are jaded against him. That and the Ohio State stigma. Well, he has Jeremiah Smith. It's like, well, okay, he still throws the ball fucking precise as shit. I don't care who he's throwing to.
You know what's funny? I think his game is actually more geared stylistically for the NFL. He's going to be like a timing, not mistakes, and like ball placement guy.
Yeah.
And in the NFL, like that really wins. I think in college, he just lacks the running ability. And that kind of like has me a little bit iffy in terms of like this year, how I feel about him. But I don't think that other people like think that nuanced with him. And so it's kind of one of those confusing things. And I guess like my next pivot a little bit is, why is it that stats can look away and the feeling on the field looks so different? Did you know that Kyle McCord, that year that we consider a huge struggle at Ohio State, threw for more yards per game than Ty Simpson did last year? Just went in the first round and had 24 touchdowns, 6 picks to Ty Simpson's 28 touchdowns and 5 picks. And like we talk about, I mean, one was a first rounder. The other one, didn't get drafted. And we talk about those two completely separate. And I guess like my next thing is like, do you think if a team was between drafting Ty Simpson or Julian Sayin, who would they draft? Because for me, it's like, okay, like he could be a first rounder, but why do your yards and yards per game look and feel different if I just look at the stat sheet versus watch the games?
I agree. And what's funny is it's like this stigma about like the players he had around him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just had to confirm it. I thought this was the case. Julian Sayin had the lowest drop percentage in Power 4, a 2% drop percentage. So the players he threw to dropped the ball less than everyone else. But you know who number 2 in the country was?
Who?
Fernando Mendoza. And we talk about him like he's God's gift to college football. I mean, you look at their numbers. Julian Sayin had a better completion percentage, more passing yards, right? In 2 less games now. 2 less games. Yards per attempt are almost identical. Julian had 8 picks. Fernando had 6. He had 32. Julian had 32 touchdowns. Fernando had 41. And both of their receiving cores were really well coached and had great ball skills. But we talked about Fernando Mendoza as the best quarterback in the country. And if he was coming back, we'd be like, oh, he's a surefire number 1 overall pick next year. But Julian Sayin basically had a similar season to the Heisman winner and number 1 overall pick. I guess because of height. That's
yeah. Why did it feel so underwhelming though at times with Julian Sayin is what I want to get to the bottom of, because I think like that likely is why there isn't a ton of buzz around Julian Sayin in this year. Like, why did it feel so underwhelming? Because I walked away from plenty of Ohio State games feeling like, wow, that was kind of underwhelming from Julian Sayin.
Yeah,
I think one of it is that the style of Ryan Day's offense last year, right?
I think
so. Ryan Day neuter Julian in the public eye?
No, I think it was more out of protection, right?
Okay,
and mostly to protect the O-line. Like the way Ryan called the games last year, it was like he was trying to make sure that they didn't have a blow-up play, right? Instead of calling plays aggressively or trying to make plays, it was like, all right, what's a safe call here? And because of that, Julian did have some safe, like he didn't have a chance to just blossom. You know, he didn't have a chance for the firework to fully explode. Now you saw a play here and there where he'd push it down the field to be a great throw, or he'd make a tight window throw. And so he did those things, but it was this conservative nature that they called plays that I think made it underwhelming.
How much do you think the Brian Hartline OC potential distraction maybe left a negative impact on Julian Sayin to end the year, leaving us with a negative taste in our mouth for the whole offseason? Because I think that might be something the national media is going through, because like Trinidad Chambers, they got bounced in the playoffs, but it looked and felt really good. And I think people are excited about Trinidad. I mean, well, but still, I can't even say that because fucking Dante Moore got blown off the lot and everyone's just excusing it.
Yeah, I think it's just because they got blown off the lot, but I mean, they were aggressive on offense.
Yeah, well, play one was what? Like, play one was a pick 6. Like Dante Moore's end of the year was uglier than Julian's, right?
Oh, absolutely it was. I'm telling you, Chris, I really think it's just this. It's this theme in sports media that's fucked up. It's stupid, and it's the same talking points on why the SEC is better than the Big Ten. It's like it's all about NFL draft. It's all about NFL value. And it's like, I don't give a fuck about NFL value. I took KJ Hill at Ohio State. He wasn't the fastest receiver. He was a great player. I knew there was probably a very low percentage chance he made it in the NFL just because he didn't have the explosive speed that they drool over. But I took him out of Arkansas because I was like, that kid's going to be a great fucking player. He ended up setting records at Ohio State. So was he an NFL player? No. Was he a great take in recruiting? And were we so glad that he was a Buckeye? Fuck yeah. But people won't talk about KJ Hill as one of the best at Ohio State. Why? He wasn't a first rounder, not in the conversation with Michael Thomas's. And it's like, but on the football field at Ohio State, he had a similar impact to those guys. So why, if we're evaluating a college player, why does that matter?
Dude, you want to hear how like so indoctrinated with the Buckeye media I was? I dead ass bought a KJ Hill jersey patch card because I thought he was going to be the greatest slot ever, bro. I thought he was going to go to the NFL and catch a trillion balls, bro.
Right. Dude, the clip that lives rent-free in my mind still is him catching that one-handed touchdown, him pretending to like, oh, I can't get the ball.
Trying to like shake it off.
Yeah, dude. I did that
same thing, Chris.
Dude, I was doing that same fucking celebration during Thanksgiving for the next 3 years when we played football outside, bro, with no gloves on.
And don't get me wrong, I don't claim to know the NFL. I know a lot of it. I know just from talking to my former players that went to the NFL, guys, even like Michael Thomas that made it big, or like, you know, you name a guy, Terry McLaurin, and then like the Devin Smiths of the world that kind of had some injuries and didn't pan out how you thought. I know it's a very political world, but I don't understand how KJ Hill didn't get a shot even. You know what I mean? Like, I know he made a roster, but it's like, damn, I mean, he was cooking players that are now starting in the NFL in college. So like, why wouldn't he be able to do it there?
Dude, I think they went through a full overhaul, bro, because didn't they not have a quarterback before Justin Herbert? Like, who was there before Justin Herbert? Who was the bridge between Phillip and Justin?
I don't know.
Because he caught a bad time. And I think a lot of the NFL success stuff is so luck-based, right?
Yeah. Like, I think. Oh, it definitely.
Like what
Michael Thomas falling in the draft and going to the Saints is the best thing that ever happened to him.
Bingo. And think about it. Like, what if Drew Brees retired 3 years earlier and Michael Thomas got drafted to the post Drew Brees Saints? Like, he wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Right? It definitely would have had a lower percentage chance of being a success. And I think about Corey Coleman all the time. Like, I was so pissed the Browns took Corey Coleman, but not for Mike, because look at how their careers went.
Bingo. Let's do a commercial break. When we come back, I want to ask.
Before we do.
Yeah.
Second highest drop percentage in college football last year. Who do you think it was?
I believe, and I think I cheated by doing the study. I think it's Michigan, Underwood.
Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
A fucking 12.2% drop percentage.
Yeah.
If he threw 10 passes, over one of them was just getting flat dropped.
Which is so funny because, like, on the other side of it, he also like led the he led P5 in most uncatchable balls too. So damn, if I throw you one that's catchable, at least catch that son of a bitch.
Right. You better capitalize, because some of these are not even going to be near you.
Literally.
All right, let's keep talking college football. If you like the conversation, like the video. And our question of the day: do you think Julian Sayin's going to be an NFL success? Will he pan out in the NFL? Yes or no? We'll be right back after this. We got another one, Menace Army. I love the testimonies, man. The testimonials. I got an email over the weekend from our guy Chuck. He lives in Akron. Pat, remind me to ask Chris if he knows him. He's an Akron native, Akron legend, we'll call him, because he's down 60 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss, and another one who got off his cholesterol medication. If you want to be healthy, control your diet. And everybody needs a little coaching, a little help. That's where Awaken 180 Weight Loss comes in. They send you 4 out of your 5 meals a day. They give you a personal coach, one-on-one coaching. They also send you a scale. You step on it once a week. That data goes to your coach, and you have meetings or phone calls once a week. And you discuss your progress. You discuss what's working, what's not working, and you pivot, you adjust, you adapt, but you lose weight. 5 pounds a week is what I lost. I lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks. You start today, you can lose as much as you want. You want to lose 50 pounds, 10 weeks. Boom, it's gone. Go head over to awaken180weightloss.com right now and sign up for a consultation. That's all you got to do. They'll explain all the finer details. It's incredible. Shout out my guy, Chuck. No more pills for Chuck. He's just got that natural low cholesterol. Go check him out, awaken180weightloss.com. What do Tony Pollard, Sauce Gardner, and my 16-year-old son Cam have in common? Well, they're no, they're really fat. No. All three wear a Q collar. If you aren't familiar with it, it's a new device. Cam wore it last year, and he's never not going to wear it, because what it does is it blocks blood flow to keep more blood in your brain, and it helps prevent brain injuries. It is outstanding, and I don't know why you'd play football without it, or any contact sport for that matter. Basketball even. Your head hits the floor. Anything where you could hit your head, you need a Q collar. This podcast is sponsored by Q Collar, and the Q Collar is a revolutionary product that is the only FDA-cleared device in its category to help protect the brain from the effects of impacts during sports. I know when I played, I had a lot of impacts. Probably half of what's wrong with me today. I'm trying to prevent that for my son. If you have a kid that's playing sports, I highly recommend it. At this point, you might be thinking, isn't that why you wear a helmet? Your helmet protects your head. The Q Collar helps protect the brain. It's a must-have. And I mean, guys like Tony Pollard, Dalton Kincaid, Sauce Gardner, a bunch of NFL athletes wear them because they work. You got to do it. So when you are getting your family ready for the next season, think helmet, mouth guard, and Q Collar. Head to q30.com/menace and use code menace for a free sleeve with your order. You got to spice it up. You got to have a little drip, a little swag. Once again, that's q30.com/menace for a free sleeve, available in 15 colors with your order. There you have it, the Q Collar.
You know what I found myself thinking about during the commercial break is I feel like, generally speaking, Sayin would be better for Sark and Arch would be better for Ryan Day, just because I think about like Sark has been able to be successful with statue quarterbacks. Yeah. And like Ryan Day kind of needs the more mobile guy. And I think Julian Sayin, and this is going to sound, maybe it's a little ridiculous, but I think Julian Sayin is better than Mac Jones when it comes to throwing a football.
Yeah,
I think Mac Jones benefited in a huge way from having Sark there and this having receivers that just getting guys wide open and not doing too much. On the other side of things, like I just think Arch with coaching from Ryan Day, who's like a modern day like quarterback type coach, I think that would help him. But I don't know if I'm way off base with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's more. I don't disagree with that, but I feel like it's more. We know, we've seen, right? Like CJ Stroud against Georgia, Justin Fields the entire time, like the benefit to being athletic and moving around. And I don't know that Ryan loves it. I feel like,
you're right. But when they do it, it makes Ryan's offense lethal.
it absolutely does. But I just, and I think we also have Kyle McCord PTSD. Like a kid.
And CJ Stroud PTSD from when he refused to run.
Absolutely.
Like it looked clunky at times then too.
And I mean, if you think about it, we talked about it earlier, the difference between Sayin and Mendoza last year, it's that Mendoza had over 300 more yards rushing and 7 rushing touchdowns, where Sayin was a non-factor, negative 40 rushing yards and 0 touchdowns.
I think Mendoza is closer to the skill set and body type of Mendoza than Julian Sayin is. But I think Julian Sayin, better accuracy, better deep ball touch, and probably a little bit more cerebral than Arch Manning, which is crazy because Arch has been groomed by the Manning family since birth. He's supposed to be the chosen one.
Right.
So how much do you think, and in what ways do you think Arthur Smith can help improve Julian Sayin?
I mean, I don't think the biggest thing that I hope Arthur Smith can do is help the O-line's development. Okay. Because I don't know that there's more they can do to accentuate or feature or develop Julian. I think it's more they have to have the confidence in the O-line to be able to do things to let him go attack people, because he has the arm talent. We saw it, right? We saw it multiple times last year. It's like they had a leash on him, and the leash was not because of him. I think it started because of him, because they were worried about if he, took some hits, maybe got rattled. That was the whole conversation throughout Ohio State.
Well, and we had no backup quarterback last year. Like
that too. That didn't help. So I think it's all O-line development. I mean, schematically, can he do some things? Yeah, sure. But right, it's not like Ryan didn't have those answers also. I think it's solely going to come down to how good is the fucking offensive line. Because if we can do some 6-man pass pro, God forbid some 5-man pass pro, check releases and shit like that, and let Julian go to work with more space, it's going to be huge for him. I mean, he led the country in completion percentage on essentially a bunch of 3-man route concepts instead of getting 4 out or 5 out. So that just when that happens, 7 in coverage, 3 running routes. I mean, there's just less space, right? It's easier to cover guys, and he still led the country in completion percentage. My biggest thing is the O-line has to be good enough to spread these fuckers out and find some windows, open his shit up, get some guys that can catch and run, because that's the next thing it prevents, right? 7 in coverage, 3 in the route. He might throw a pinpoint accurate throw, but there's more bodies closer to him. So now don't get as much run after catch. Like, I want to let Jeremiah Smith have some space. Imagine what that looks like.
You know what's so funny, dude? A running quarterback helps the O-line so much, don't they?
So much. Well, yeah, they can right the wrongs, right? Like a guy has a pass pro breakdown and you escape the pocket, extend it, scramble drill, and complete a ball. It's like, that's not a sack. Doesn't go down in the books. And honestly, no one remembers. Like you get to the end of the game, like if you get a bunch of scramble completions, you're not like, damn, the O-line sucked. No one says that because it was a positive outcome.
No, Ole Miss's O-line was getting fucking beat to shit by Georgia last year in that playoff game. Guess what? He ran around and did it. I think this year we're going to have more yak than usual because that seems to be a point of emphasis. And I also think that like Arthur Smith's going to have a fun time sequencing things and scheming guys up to get them wide open. Because in the NFL, that's what you have to do. And in college football, so many coordinators, get away with just like, oh, my players are better than yours. I don't have to sequence anything. I don't have to do anything.
And you know what else?
Away from
help? You know what else would help? How about go on 2? How about have a cadence?
Yeah.
Like when you don't trust your offensive line, you go on 1 every fucking snap, and then every snap, Messidor's fucking ass is high, like he's heads down, and it's like a fucking 100-meter dash, and he knows when to go. I mean, we did the breakdown of that Miami game, and Indiana too. Like you're playing it back and forth, and it's like as the ball moves, they move. It's like, well, damn, can you give the tackle a chance? But we didn't go on 2 ever. So like I think that's another area because in the NFL, fuck, they go on 1, 2, 3, like dummy cadence, follow the word blue, like Oscar, then go on 1. It's like they have so many cadences because with the pass rushers in the NFL, if you let Myles Garrett know they're going on 1 every time, he'll have 50 sacks next year.
Yeah.
So you just have to in the NFL. And so I hope that is what he brings. O-line development and go on 2 every now and then. Help him out.
I mean that's an emphasis for NFL, like changing the snap count, changing the cadence. Like honestly, I'm surprised it's not a bigger emphasis in college football, but it's a huge deal in the pros because every team has 2 freaks. Like everybody has 2 freaks. Every NFL game you go into, every single one, the edges have an advantage over the tackles because of athletic prowess. And that's why you see teams try to fix one of their tackle spots for decades sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
Like teams can go entire decades without having a comfortable right tackle, left tackle. And not because they're not good, but because of how advanced the edges are. And what you have to do with that is more tight end play. And what you have to do with that is mix up the cadence and try to move guys around. So I'm surprised it's not maybe it's not more of a thing because college football is not rampant with dominant edge rushers. Like it never has been.
That's part of it. And it takes a lot of patience too.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a patient head coach. Because guess what? I mean, Scott Loeffler, who is in the NFL now, I worked with him at Florida and Temple. And I'll never forget, he came to Florida and we're redoing the playbook. And he handed me he was at the Detroit Lions before that. He handed me their cadence section. It was like 18 pages long.
Jeez.
Just their cadences. And I'm like, what in the fuck? But what's going to happen, Chris? If you go on 1, then 3, then 2, then 6, then 1, early in training camp, you're going to have a lot of false starts, right? Because they have to get it ingrained and get used to it. And that's where Urban could never do it, ever. It was like a couple false starts in a team, ones-on-ones drill, and he's losing his fucking mind. And so everyone just start going on 1 all the time.
Yeah. I mean, shit, like in Urban's defense, I don't know where Pat's at with this, but like the most frustrating penalty to watch during a game is when your team fucking false starts, isn't it, Pat?
Oh, absolutely.
That or holding on a big play.
Yeah, but I would say false start is worse than holding.
To me, false start's way worse because like you don't even get the play. I didn't even see what the fuck happened.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's
like
half the penalty though, right?
Yeah, we're behind the sticks. Like
you get second and 6, and you complete a ball for 8 yards, and all of a sudden it's like, well, holding. Now it's 2nd and 16. You're like, motherfucker.
I guess for me, because holding is just a part of the sport. Like it happens every play. You can call it whenever. I get less frustrated by holding unless it's a bad holding penalty. I get more frustrated because as a fan, false start seems like the easiest fucking thing in the world to avoid. Like, brother, just freeze until that ball gets snapped, bitch. I'm trying to win a parlay.
Yeah,
you know?
Just pay attention. It's literally just pay attention. Like the cadence. They told you the cadence. Just lock the fuck in.
Yeah. So as a fan, that's the most frustrating penalty. I guess I'm curious what everybody else thinks. Like, what is the most frustrating penalty to see happen to your team?
I mean, it's definitely. I would agree. It's more frustrating. It might not be as more devastating, but it's more frustrating.
Dude.
Because
the holding ones on the big plays fucking suck, dude. Because it's a drive ender. But I don't get like frustrated with that.
Yeah, and to your point, Zach, it's also 10 yards versus a false start only being 5.
Yeah, which is just why that's the best way to say it. Holding is more devastating.
Yeah,
right.
And it always seems like it happens on a positive play, right?
It only happens if you gain 10 or more yards.
Right. It's like, 30-yard gain. Whoop, holding. Like,
yeah,
son of a bitch.
My favorite is when I know the other team held and the player that made the play doesn't know what they held, and they make a big play and they start doing their little sellies. And I'm like, yeah. And then they have the moment where they see the flag and they're like, oh man, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, there's nothing worse than like a punt return for a touchdown.
Yep.
And you're like, the fucking dude is going crazy. The crowd's going crazy. And then you see that yellow flag on the ground. You're like, oh my God, no way.
That shit has to be the fucking worst. I do want to ask you, what do you think the national media outlook is on Bama, and what should it be? Because it's funny, the fear thing went away. I'm not scared of Bama. I don't know if a lot of people are scared of Bama at all. But Gruden was on the show with Brandon and Brandon Walker, and they were talking about it. And Brandon's point was like they're coached like pussies, and then Gruden's bounce back was they won 8 straight games in the SEC. They beat 4 straight ranked teams in the SEC. What the hell is wrong with you? It's funny because you can't have it both ways, right?
I mean, both can be true, right? I don't know if
they can be true. Wait a second. They can be true. But if they are both true, isn't that an admission that the SEC isn't as good as everyone wants to talk about?
You're talking about a team that could not run the football at all and could not stop the run. The fact that they won 8 straight SEC games and beat 4 straight ranked opponents and couldn't run the ball or stop the run is an absolute admission of guilt that the SEC is not what it once was and is not the best conference of college football. If you brought a team to the Big Ten and said, can't run the ball, can't stop the run, there's no fucking chance you're beating ranked Big Ten teams.
They played in the conference championship and won a playoff game.
Yeah.
That could never happen for a flawed team in the Big Ten last year.
Yeah, and why did they win the playoff game? Because they were playing against a
SEC team. I guess how should Bama fans feel though this offseason? Like, should there be excitement? Should there be nerves?
I think they should be excited. I mean, I think assuming Keelan Russell wins the job, he's a very, rumored, like there's a lot of buzz around him. So I think they should be excited about it. And with the hopes that Kalen DeBoer gets that shit fixed, right? That's when the season ended, they watched cut-ups. They know what their problem was, and they've addressed it. Now, will they be better at it? Who knows? That's yet to be seen. But if I'm a Bama fan, I'm like, bro, our run defense better get back to what it used to be, and we be able to run the football.
I am paying very close attention to Bama. You know why, Zach? If their offensive line is good this year and our offensive line doesn't improve drastically, I'm going to be pissed. Last year, they had no line coach, and it didn't work out. Clearly couldn't run the ball. They fired him. They didn't do this. We're going to give you 3 years to fix this. They fired him, addressed it immediately. And if they improve, that should be Ohio State people being like, look, having a B- to C+ unit should have your seat feel like fucking lava. You are replaceable.
So here's the question to bring this all home. Bama had a clear issue up front, right? Mm-hmm. Very clear. What was Ohio State's issue? Why did they lose the Big Ten championship game and the playoff game?
Offensive line.
Okay. Bama brought in 6 transfers.
Yeah.
6 transfer linemen.
They overhauled.
So they're at least trying to address it. Mm-hmm. How many did Ohio State bring in?
None.
One kid from Dartmouth.
One kid from Dartmouth that's a walk-on.
Shout out Ben Rice.
I'm just saying, like, how should Bama fans feel? I don't know. Better than Buckeye fans.
When it comes to that unit, 100%.
Yeah. Because, I don't know who knows if those 6 can play. I mean, it's yet to be seen, but at least they did something.
I will never knock somebody for fucking trying. Like, if something's ass, I will never knock you for trying.
Like, you think Tyler Bowen watched the Miami game and was like, let's run this shit back. Same dudes. Like, what the fuck?
I'm saying, if he did, isn't that fucking, like, horrible?
It'd be like watching the Clemson game in 2016 and Urban being like, fuck yeah, Ed Warner coming back, got a raise. Like, what? Did you watch the game?
Ed Warner, JT, let's go.
Let's run it back.
Fuck no. Shout out my coach. You know what my coach did then? Urban said, Ryan Day, line 1. Let's get it going.
There's no doubt.
Fucking fired him. Let's get a commercial break, and then I want to come back. And I've got a lot of topics I still want to hit. I want to go through coaches. I want to play a game. I want to talk a little bit more of Cody Campbell, who I think is the biggest clown in the sport right now. And I want to talk about potentially the most underrated quarterback in the country. And I want to expand the conversation around it too.
Sounds good. We got some Big Ten coach ratings on 3, put them out, and SEC head coach ratings. But like the video if you like college football, or if you just want to support the show, hit that like button. And then our question of the day: do you think Julian Sayin is going to be successful in the NFL? Yes or no? In the comments. What's your opinion? We'll be right back after this. You guys have been listening to me forever about it, and it's a biohack, is what it is. I'm talking about peptides, and if you aren't sold on trying them yet, I don't know what else to tell you. They are incredible. From retatrutide for fat loss, BPC 157 for healing, CJC 1295 for human growth hormone, and the newest one I'm adding is NAD+. NAD+ literally turns the food you eat into cellular energy and repairs damaged DNA. NAD+ transfers electrons in the mitochondria, acting as a shuttle to power virtually all bodily functions. And it activates enzymes that fix genetic damage and protect cells against stress. It also signals cells. It is, I don't know what it's an energy peptide. I'm talking about you will be the highest level of energy you've ever had if you add NAD plus to your routine. Whatever you want to do, just ask AI. Say, here's what I want to do. What peptides are best for me? And we got them all at menacetofitness.co. Go over to menacetofitness.co and start your journey. It's truly unbelievable what it's done for my body, for Justine's body. It is incredible. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you will eventually. I'm just trying to encourage you to start now. It's never too late. We have the best products on the market at the least expensive prices. You can't beat it. Go to menacetofitness.co right now. That is the move.
Bang. Dude, is Kevin Jennings the most underrated quarterback in the country?
Good question.
I'm curious Pat's stance on it too.
I mean, he SMU, he's done a good job there.
Yeah. 3,600 passing yards a year ago. Good legs, athletic in the ACC, has a playoff appearance. Now he had a horrible showing in that playoff game.
Oh yeah.
But he's a quarterback that like isn't talked about at all. And I guess I'm curious because he's had back-to-back really good years at SMU. And there has been not a single mention of transfer. No one even tampering with him, nothing with him.
Isn't that kind of the stigma? Like it's SMU. People still view him as like a group of 5 team.
Yeah, well, and that's more to why like no one's even mentioned a tampering to get him up out of there.
I mean, I think he's a really good player. I mean, I would imagine there's places that would love to have him, but I think he's definitely a cut below some of the other guys. But I mean, to your point, I mean, he was the 21st. He has 21st best quarterback in college football according to Pro Football Focus, and he 26 touchdowns, 13 picks. Right above him at 20th overall, who had 28 touchdowns, so 2 more, and the same number of picks, 13, which is a shitload. It's fucking Josh Hoover.
That was my next point.
And here Josh Hoover is going to Indiana, and people are like, oh, shit, Mendoza 2.0? It's like, well, he's kind of the same guy as Josh Hoover. I mean, as Kevin Jennings, right?
And Kevin Jennings has better legs than Hoover, doesn't he?
Yeah. And I mean, those two quarterbacks were the same. There's only one Power 4 quarterback last year that had more interceptions. Do you know who it was?
I want to say Carson Beck.
DJ Lagway.
Oh, God.
So I'm just saying, like, Josh Hoover and Kenny Jennings had both threw 13 interceptions. One guy stays at his school, the other guy transfers. Completely different storylines surrounding them.
Yeah.
Here's another, I guess, blind stat comparison. But you take, if you take Kevin Jennings each of the last 2 years and compare it to Jaden Maeva, again, a guy who's kind of nationally, talked about as one of the top, 5 to 7 quarterbacks. In 2 fewer starts than Jaden Maeva, Kevin Jennings has a higher completion rate, 2 more passing touchdowns, same amount of interceptions, and same amount of passing yards per game as a USC quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you, it's brand bias.
Gotta be. And I guess my next part of this, Zach, like, is this proof that SMU is willing to spend a fuck ton of money that nobody even, because here we go. No, if Cam Ward had an extra year at Miami, wasn't eligible for the draft, would anybody call him and try to get him? No, they know Miami has the fucking deepest pockets. Like, it's not happening. We didn't even hear a soul, anything about him going. And we heard stuff about DeMond Williams going, and I contend that he's probably better than DeMond Williams. We heard stuff about, obviously, Mensa up out of there. We heard stuff about a bunch of quarterbacks going. And Kevin Jennings, nothing. And SMU has deep pockets.
It's going to go back to my same point I made earlier. He's a 6-foot quarterback.
Yeah.
We live in a world where the media just views NFL potential as the end-all, be-all. It's like Kevin Jennings, he's not even close to as good as Josh Hoover, who's going to fucking Indiana. It's like, why? Because he's 6 foot and might not be a great NFL quarterback? Okay. Who cares? What about college football?
That's fair. And I guess maybe I'm a little racist because I remember Kevin Jennings' legs being way better than they are. He only had 54 yards rushing last year and a long of 26 yards. But I feel like he's such a mobile guy back there. Pat, am I tripping?
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, but sometimes guys don't take off and run. But
yeah, it's like the Bryce Young. Yeah, it's like the Bryce Young thing. Like Bryce Young wasn't taking off and running, but just extending plays with his feet.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jalen Milroe. Fucker would never scramble. He's a freak athlete, though. He can move around.
Dude, dead ass, bro. One of the most brutal parlays I ever had, and I just needed like Jalen Milroe, like over 20 rushing yards, bro. Fucking didn't hit it. Brutal. Brutal. But I guess I just wanted to ask about Kevin Jennings. He spoke the other day to Pete Nakos. He said, we're not just trying to get back to the playoffs. We're trying to go all the way. I think that's our main goal. We're not just trying to go there. We're trying to compete, finish, win at a high level. That's the number one goal, to put SMU on the map even more, which is funny because, like, you know, I'm with him. I know SMU was on the map way before, but like in my lifetime and in Pat's lifetime, they've never been on the map other than 2 years ago. My next question to you is, could they be the biggest challenger to Miami in the ACC, or you don't have that much faith in them? Last year, they lost games to Baylor, TCU, to Josh Hoover, and to Cal, and they shouldn't have lost 2 of those games. 100, like you can't lose all those games.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they are. I mean, I'm trying not to fall victim to the brand bias, but it just feels like they're still on the come up, right? And great job. They made a playoff already. But it's hard for me to fully say, all right, they're ready to compete at the highest level, coming from the group of 5, kind of growing their entire program. It's hard to say they're going to be a contender at the highest level.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about ACC contender, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying Miami is that, right? Miami is competing at the highest level. So are they going to be competitive in the ACC? Yeah, because I don't think the ACC is that great.
Right.
But who's going to be good in the ACC?
Well, I guess I think they're going to be the top challenger, and I still think it could have a David versus Goliath feel. But if SMU's not the top challenger, who is?
I don't know.
Is it Grunk in them?
No, I don't think so. I mean, who knows? Again,
I mean, it's not Duke.
I mean, it's definitely not. Maybe Clemson. I mean, Clemson's going to be the next most talented team, right?
Clemson has Patrick Cahill playing quarterback for them this year.
Okay, but I'm just talking about next. I get it. Kevin Jennings is a good player. We've seen him, but like, I don't know. I'm looking at the ACC. Like,
wait, Mason Heinstall.
You know who it could be? Who? The West Dakota.
Oh yes,
Louisville.
Hold up, dude. We got some fucking the ACC. I'm actually going to commit to the ACC this year as my new quarterback school. Quarterback.
I'm just saying, watch out for Lincoln Kindholtz in Louisville.
I'm committing to the ACC. The Chris Drew Quarterback Conference, now the ACC. We have Alberto Mendoza at Georgia Tech. We have Lincoln Kienholz, who has to go to Heisman at Louisville. We have Mason Heinstall, who, if he keeps it up, I'm going to name the Chris Drew Heisman after him, because it has like the H name, Heinstall. You know. We have Darian Mensah, who I think is going to be a first rounder. And then and then Ethan Grunkemeyer. Dude, that's the Christian quarterback conference.
It really is. And you look at Louisville's schedule. I mean, we're going to find out. They play Ole Miss week 1, opening weekend.
Dude,
that's going to be a banger with, the changes that happen at Ole Miss. How good are they going to be? Are they going to be the same now that Lane Kiffin's gone?
And that defense might be food, bro. Look, I would launch one of my 3 siblings down a flight of 15 marble steps if it meant that Lincoln Kienholz had a Kenny Trill intro to college football.
But watch out for Louisville. They also dodged Clemson and Miami in the regular season,
and they're good every other year too.
Yeah, after the Ole Miss game, they go Villanova, then the huge matchup week 3 against SMU, then Wake Forest, NC State, Florida State, Syracuse, Stanford, Georgia Tech, UNC, Pitt, Kentucky.
Dude, the ACC is going to be fun this year. That might be Pat, am I tripping, or is this going to be the most fun conference?
No, it's going to be fun. And dude, I remember talking about it to you guys, a couple months ago, just like previewing like who has value in terms of Heisman contenders. And I think Lincoln Kienholz, I mean, he's plus 7,000.
Wait, say his name right. What did you say?
Lincoln Kienholz.
Oh, I didn't hear the L. I heard
Lincoln where?
Lincoln, it sounded like you said Lincoln Kienholz.
Oh, Kienholz. That's actually would be kind of cool.
No, it's not.
Plus 7,000 to win the Heisman. And if he has a good game 1 against Ole Miss with a bad defense, there's your trade. There's a call sheet trade for you, Chris.
Dude, just so y'all know, my call sheet account is booming. They call me Call Sheet Gates, bro. I got this.
Hey, speaking of, my FanDuel account is booming. Shout out to Mensa's pitching props.
Oh, what'd you hit yesterday?
Dude, I just put $200 in. No, I actually put $100 in and bet on UFC just because we were watching it and I wanted to put some money on it. And I won up to $220. And so it's just sitting in there. And then Mensa put out his pitching props. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to do the challenge that I fucked up. The NBA finals are over.
No NBA
I can't fuck it up. So Mensa put out 3 picks. I said, what's your top one? And it was, what was it, Pat?
Jesus Luzardo.
Luzardo over 6.5, and he had 9 strikeouts. And then that was an earlier game. So when it cashed out, I picked one of the late night ones too. And it was over 4.5 strikeouts, and he threw 6. So I went from 200 to 800.
Wooey. And dude, Luzardo was fucking gross last night.
What?
I saw one, he painted 98 on the black back-to-back pitches, froze them both times.
Dude, my favorite one was the one he fucking tapped his head, and it fucking, I mean, I'm talking 1 millimeter of the ball caught the bottom corner. Because when the hitter tapped his head, I was like, fuck, that was definitely a ball.
Yeah.
And then they showed like a tiniest bit of red, and I was like, fuck. Oh, dude, I was freaking out.
Dude, the best is seeing that sliver on a pitch that you thought for sure was a ball.
No doubt. So shout out our handicapping picks on menacesports.com. Cooking right now. The other was Jack Perkins. He was over 4.5. He had 2 in the first inning. I was like, we are so up right now. So up.
Fucking Jack Perkins, dude.
I'm one pitching prop a day. Try to double my money. Probably take 6 days or so to try to turn it into 10 grand. And then
I could end your hot streak today if I tail it.
Oh, he's not allowed to tell you his favorite pick.
You want to see a streak end? Let Chris Drew know.
Hey, I don't know. Aren't you hot right now? With the
I am. I thought I was the coldest on the planet with the Sorsby thing, but we came back.
Yeah, you're back.
We came back.
The double down.
Dude, speaking of Sorsby, did you read the Cody Campbell message he put out?
No.
Dude, it was bizarre. He referred to Texas Tech and himself as we. And he also said Texas Tech didn't do anything wrong. And this was the line that kind of I thought was hilarious. The bottom line is that Texas Tech did absolutely nothing but act with complete integrity through this entire process. We broke no rules, no laws, and crossed no ethical lines.
That's where he lost me. So this is the basically the president of their booster club, right? He's the Board of Regents chairman, billionaire guy that donates a shitload of money. And it's like, how did you cross no ethical lines? Like, you were going to play a quarterback who gambled on football. Like, even if a court ruled that the NCAA can't suspend him, shouldn't you ethically not allow him to play? But it's all under this guise that he's a victim and he had an illness. And that's why it's ethical that we play him, because he was just sick. It's like, no, he wasn't. And even if he was, he committed a crime. Like,
just real quick, like ethical lines wise, and this is allegedly, because I know Cody Campbell's out there threatening to sue people. The judge that granted the preliminary injunction belongs to the same country club as he does, and I guess they golf together. Allegedly. The Texas Attorney General, the last 2 times he ran, you know who the top contributors were to his cause?
Probably Cody Campbell.
6-figure donations, huge ones, just over and over and over again. So it's like, you know, about like crossing ethical lines, having people with direct ties to you allegedly make decisions about a quarterback that you paid allegedly feels like the biggest crossing of an ethical line.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like, if that's not an ethical line, God, you scare me.
Like, if you pick up the phone and call the judge that you donated to their campaign to help Brandon Sorsby, because if you did, I'm not saying you did, but if you did, you absolutely crossed ethical lines. But even if you didn't, the fucking 22-minute video crossed every ethical line I've ever seen. Like,
that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. You know, he honestly, I think to myself, like, what do you think was on the other side of that that camera? And it was probably Cody Campbell with a shotgun. Hey, you guys better fucking get these talking points right. Like, I'm telling myself that video that they did that was 20 minutes long, which is the biggest joke in cultural history, that was a hostage video. That was a cry for help.
Literally.
Because Cody Campbell could have all their jobs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just real quick on this. The NFLPA and the NBAPA sent out a letter to lawmakers to support the Protect College Sports Act. And the NFL also released a statement in support of the act. And one of the things that the act is going to do is potentially pooling, I guess, all the media rights, because they think they can make more money that way. But that's like kind of dog whistle for Super League, essentially, if you really think about it. Thoughts on all these PAs coming out in support
I mean, I think they recognize that something needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately, they both are heavily reliant on college athletics to be healthy, right? Like the NFL they need college football to be at its best in order for them to get a better version of their player.
Especially the NFL, because the NFL is the only major league with no minor league system.
Yeah.
They aren't. Like, essentially, they're able to treat the college football world as their minor league, because in the MLB, you can go straight from high school to their minors, and a lot of great players come out that way. Now, can you go college? Yeah, but like, you could win a title with no college players in your team. And the NBA, while it's kind of newer, the G League has produced some top 5 picks. Like, there isn't really that at all in the NFL.
No, none.
So they need healthy. Jeez, it's always this time of the show.
It's so weird.
And we made it like months and months, honestly, like about a year without it ever doing anything.
If you could, it says internal temperature too high. If you could feel how fucking cold it is in the studio.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I wear a hoodie in there. I'll come bring my toolkit that way. Do you want to throw up the coaches rankings and play a little game?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh yeah. Do you want I have them side by side? Do you want to go one at a time?
Let's go side by side. We can just leave Zach off. Zach, so I saw these, and this is Ari Wasserman and Chris Lowe dropping their coaches rankings. We're kind of at that part of the season where companies that need to hit social media quotas will be forced to put this kind of stuff out, and obviously, like, you want to drive engagement with it. But I am clearly, I guess I am using this as like a base point. I just want to play a quick like coaching game. Yes. So in the Big Ten wise, the top coach is Curt Cignetti. And in the SEC wise, the top coach is Kirby Smart. We can have the debate, Ryan Day or Cignetti, a different day. I won't have it now. But I wanted to ask you, if you could pick a coach for your program, who do you think would be better, Curt Cignetti or Kirby Smart?
Well, I mean, there's no way you don't pick Curt Cignetti. I mean, he just went 16-0, won a national championship at Indiana. I know Kirby Smart's won more natties. I know he's had a longer tenure, but if you take into totality Curt Cignetti's career, everywhere he's been, like he said, Google him. He just fucking wins. And he just did something that almost everyone in the world would have told you 2 years ago. That's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
That he could, year one, take Indiana to the playoffs, and year two, go undefeated and win a national championship in Bloomington. No one's ever done anything like that.
That's it. I mean, I agree. All right, so we got 1-0 for the Big Ten. The number 2 coach in the Big Ten rankings is Ryan Day, per Ari Wasserman, and number 2 in the SEC is Steve Sarkisian. Zach, which coach would you take?
I mean, Ryan Day. He's won a natty. They just played. Like, we just saw him go head to head, and we've seen it twice, right?
Seen it twice, and we're going to be able to see it a third time.
All right, playoffs en route to the national championship, and then beat them week 1 of the season last year.
Number 3 in the Big Ten, we've got Dan Lanning. Number 3 in the SEC, we've got Lane Kiffin. This one might be a little tighter. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Who do you think's the better coach?
I mean, I think Dan Lanning is the better coach, but he's got that big elephant in the room, right? When it comes to the end of the season, they fucking crumble and fall apart. Now, we haven't seen Lane Kiffin in the playoffs ever, so I don't know how to evaluate it. At least Dan Lanning has coached in the playoffs.
And won the conference.
So I think Oregon was set up better for Dan Lanning when he walked in the door than Lane Kiffin when he walked in the door at Ole Miss. So Lane gets some credit there, but I'm going to go Dan Lanning.
Okay, we are 3-0 right now. Number 4, they have Kyle Whittingham in the Big Ten. Number 4 in the SEC is Kalen DeBoer. Who do you like there?
This is one of the. I mean, this is tougher. I'm going to go Kyle Whittingham. I'm going to go Kalen DeBoer.
Okay,
because of what he did at Washington, and then also because the absolute GOAT of college football retired, and he replaced him. You knew there was going to be a dip. You knew they were going to fall back to reality a little bit, and I think he steadied the boat. And then in year 2, made the playoffs, and he's showing promise. And I don't know what Kyle Whittingham is at a national power. You know, he was phenomenal at Utah, but we don't know what he's like, in a it's like a guy that races trucks.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, now we're going to go to NASCAR. You're like, ooh, I've never seen him race one of those. I don't know. I mean, he was a really good truck driver, but is he going to be great in a Ferrari? We'll see.
I mean, this one's easy to me too because they were both in the Pac-12 at the same time, and at no point was Kyle Whittingham better than Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, for sure.
Really? At no point?
Right? I mean, Washington made the playoffs, made a natty.
Yeah, but at that one point, but didn't Whittingham win the conference on DeBoer's watch? Like they beat USC back-to-back times to win the conference and honestly grant Ohio State a playoff spot. So I agree that I would take DeBoer, right? I think it's still tight. I think the end of the Kalen DeBoer experience at Washington is why I give him the nod.
Well, and you also have to remember Kyle Whittingham took over a program that went undefeated and had the #1 overall pick on the team. I know he didn't play for Whittingham, but that program, that thing was fucking cooking when he took over.
And who did DeBoer take over for?
Oh fuck,
Chris Peterson?
Yeah, Chris Peterson.
I didn't know if there was one in between them.
Forget.
Because Peterson moved into the academic side, right?
Yeah.
So still a good program. So it wasn't like your traditional fired horrible program. But anyway, I think this is where it gets really fascinating. It's 3-1 Big Ten. Kirk Ferentz, number 5 for the Big Ten, and then number 5 for the SEC is Mike Elko. Where are you at with these two?
When it comes to quality football coach, it's hard to. I mean, Kirk Ferentz is up there at the top of the top. So what he's done at Iowa with all white kids is fucking insane. Yeah. I'm gonna go Kirk Ferentz just because he's been there forever. And they're always fucking good. They're always really, really good. And I think Elko's done a good job, but he's not knocking off Kirk Ferentz right now.
For me, I love Elko. I love Elko's upside. I think Elko belongs up north. I'm of the belief that Elko is going to get there, but I think he's got a lot of learning to do, and he has to prove that they can play consistent defense in that conference, because if not, you're just going to be a glass cannon. And I think having a really good defense over the course of a tenure is a sign of a really, really great coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Lincoln Riley at 6 versus Josh Heupel at 6. This one is fascinating for me as well.
This one's tough.
This
one's tough
really
because
hard.
they're so similar in so many ways, right? Now, Tennessee has had a good defense.
Yeah, they have.
2 years ago, they had a really good defense. And then, last year, not as good, and then they fired their DC. But I think that's the one thing. Lincoln Riley has that thorn in his side. They're always awful on defense, but they both have very sexy offenses. They both put up a lot of points. I'm going to lean Heupel.
Okay.
Just because USC to me is Lincoln Riley is paid to be better than Josh Heupel. I think Josh Heupel, you're getting more bang for your buck without a doubt. And it's razor thin margins, but I'm going to go Josh Heupel.
What about you, Pat? Where are you at with these two?
I don't know. I think I'll probably go Heupel too, just recency as well, right? Heupel's made a playoff. Lincoln Riley, since he's gotten to USC, hasn't made a playoff. So I feel like for that reason, I'll put Heupel ahead of him as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's razor thin margin. You can find a way to make an argument for either.
Yeah, my only thing with Lincoln Riley is that I never have to worry about them having a good quarterback. I never worry about quarterback development. So I think Lincoln Riley, but also I've been in love with Lincoln Riley for a long time, even though he breaks my heart every single year, and I am biased when I speak about that.
Chris,
but you guys have
you picked an SEC over a Big Ten yet?
Yeah.
Which one?
I have DeBoer over Whittingham.
Oh,
I was just doing the defense. Yeah, I have DeBoer over Whittingham. I love DeBoer. DeBoer's one of my favorite coaches. So you guys have it 4-2 right now?
4-2, yeah.
Brett Bielema at 7 for the Big Ten.
Not even close.
Eli Drink at 7 for the SEC.
You can't jump hug into the arms of a grown man when you get a recruit and fucking win. You just can't. He wrapped his legs around a grown man, Chris.
Yeah, I know. He went meat to meat in front of cameras.
Not only that, I think as much as I think he's a fat fuck and I love to dunk on him, Burt Bielema is a really good football coach. I mean, what he did at Wisconsin and then the turnaround at Illinois, they've been competitive. Illinois was fucking. We forget Illinois was awful. So I'm going Burt, big fat Burt, and he's got a hotter wife. Actually, I've never seen Drink's wife, but
did I miss a commercial break?
Yes.
Okay, let's get a commercial break and we'll pick it up at 8 with a good
Yeah,
match.
you started this with 3 minutes left. I was like, this is a pretty big topic. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Well, I wanted to be able to fit the whole thing in. Pause. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Oh God. Just commercial, Pat. Fuck.
I don't think that's pause worthy.
What? Okay.
I'm not even going to repeat what he said. We'll be right back after this. Probably one of the coolest sporting events I've ever watched. UFC Freedom 250. It was incredible. I mean, the scenes, the White House, the flyover was nuts. And then the fights were incredible. I'm not a huge UFC guy, but I had to watch that one. And man, I'm glad I didn't have to pay a penny. No Paramount Plus subscription over here. That's why I have a box. The P6 Mini was clutch last night. It was plugged in, hooked up to Wi-Fi. Anything I want to watch. Every show, every game, every movie ever made are all on the box. Just connected to Wi-Fi. You don't have to pay for anything. No more Netflix, no more Amazon Prime, no more Paramount Plus, no more just the garbage that you have to watch the NFL season, college football. Shoot, you have to have Peacock now. Fuck a Peacock. Go to menacesports.com right now. Go over to our shop and get you a box. You can cut all your subscriptions. Bye-bye YouTube TV for $90 a month. No more. I'm buying one box and I'm good to go. Go check it out, menacesports.com. There you go.
We're back. I think this is I actually like this game a lot. It's working out better now than I thought it was going to be in my head. And number 8 for the Big Ten is Jedd Fisch. Number 8 for the SEC is Clark Lee. Who do you like here? I mean,
you can't discount what Clark Lee did at Vanderbilt last year. I mean, Vanderbilt is, like these other schools we're talking about, Illinois, Indiana, like they were terrible. And he had them a fringe playoff team. I think he's done an outstanding job at Vanderbilt. So I'm going to go Clark Lee.
I wholeheartedly agree. I like Jedd. I think Jedd can be better than Clark Lee, but as it sits today, no shot. Clark Lee is a better head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, are you in line with us?
Yep, agreed there.
So what's that? That is
5-3 now.
5-3. It just can continue to be fascinating. Matt Campbell versus Brent Venables.
I'm going Matt Campbell. Brent Venables. I mean, Brent Venables has had a bad start as a head coach. Granted, Lincoln Riley kind of robbed the cupboard and left it bare. And then last year they fell apart. Whether John Mateer was injured, not whatever, like they didn't live up to the hype. And so I have not seen Brent Venables ever make me think he's a really good head coach. Matt Campbell did a great job at Iowa State. Now, a lot like we just talked about with Kyle Whittingham, he was driving a truck. What's he going to look like in a Ferrari? We don't know. But I think I'm going to lean Matt Campbell on that one.
For me, I know Matt Campbell is a good head coach. I think Brent Venables is a defensive coordinator cosplaying as a head coach. And the simple fact of the matter is this. You let Alabama beat you, and they're one-dimensional. Like, you just have to be better prepared for that. Just naturally.
In the regular season. Like, just do what you did in the regular season. You were good.
That was the next part of it. And the Bama team that they got in the playoffs was worse than the one they got in the regular season. So yes. I am Matt Campbell over Venables. Kind of pretty easily. 10, Matt Rule and John Sumrall, I think is unfair, but I will get your opinion on that.
I mean, I don't know what John Sumrall is. I like him a lot. I mean, Matt Rule had success at Baylor, success at Temple, made the jump to the NFL. We know what happened there. Never got a quarterback and quote unquote failed. And then since he's been at Nebraska, has been a little underwhelming. But I'm going to lean Matt Rule because he's had more success in major college football. And it could be John Sumrall by a landslide. I just don't know yet.
Yeah, that one's real. PJ Fleck versus Shane Beamer.
This one's fucking unreal. Shane Beamer versus PJ Fleck. One guy that looks like he smells like prune juice and has hairy ears, and then a fucking used car salesman. I don't know if either of them's any good.
Yeah. I'm looking for my next head coach if I have to hire between those two.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't even pick.
And then the last one I want to do is Pat Fitzgerald versus Pete Golding.
Oh, it's not even fucking close. What Pat Fitzgerald did at Northwestern is incredible.
But also, wait, I'd argue just to go back to 11. I'm taking PJ Fleck. Shane Beamer has Lenore Sellers, Dylan Stewart, and fucking whatever the crazy
Nicholas Harbor. Come on,
and he's and they've been shit the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm absolutely taking PJ Fleck. As much as we think he's corny,
yeah, I just can't.
He has Minnesota at least competitive year in and year out.
Yeah, I just can't say that out loud. my body won't let. I might throw up.
It's like when your body starts rejecting the liquor. It's like,
Yeah.
don't drink anymore, big dog. Like, you're done. All right, do you want to play like Bob Chesney versus Golish?
No.
Like, who do you think's gonna turn it around quicker? I guess I'll ask. Like,
that's a good one.
Now we're talking about complete unknowns. I mean, I think Golish did a great job at Tennessee with the offense. I think he did a good job at USF. But both of these guys are complete unknowns.
They are, and also, I mean, I don't know. I think that I'm rooting for them both. These are the two coaches that I'm gonna fucking root for in a huge way.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the list to me,
the rest of the list is either guys we have no idea because they've never been a head coach, or guys who are not very good head coaches because they're so far down on the list.
Bingo. But that was good. That was a good exercise, wasn't it? I mean, people always complain like, why do you guys always say the SEC has better coaches or Big Ten has better coaches? It's like, well, when we do it like that, it's very clearly. I mean, it's very easy to see how we go about things.
And I mean, honestly, what Sig did last year really reset the market, right? Because if you go Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, which is what it would have been prior to last year at 1, you're probably taking Kirby just because of the multiple championships, right? But
a bottom feeder elevated though, that changes everything.
Oh, absolutely. But it knocked every coach down one, so the Big Ten got the advantage. Did Curt Cignetti, is he the sole reason the Big Ten has better head coaches?
I think he's a huge part of it. Yes.
Like, think about it. Just remove Curt Cignetti from this. Put that list back up.
Okay.
Ryan Day, Kirby Smart, probably going Kirby. Dan Lanning, Steve Sarkisian. I mean, same guy, right?
Yeah. That's a much closer comparison, and there's an argument for both. I would give it to Dan just because he won the conference, but I feel like I'm splitting hairs.
Yeah, and then I mean, you're gonna go what? Lane Kiffin, Kyle Whittingham. Well, hey,
you're gonna take Lane over Whittingham,
probably.
Okay.
DeBoer, Ferenc, probably DeBoer. So that's what I'm saying. Sig really reset the entire conference.
Kind of gross if you.
I hate that you just did that.
Hey, it's a Sig effect, Chris. It's a Sig effect.
Shout out the Sig effect. Yeah, I don't know. I like that kind of exercise just because I like kind of going through things side by side. I did think it was funny. They ranked Will Stein at the very bottom of the SEC.
Right.
Which I gun to my head, I think he's better than Levy, right? Or am I tripping?
No, who knows? We don't know.
We don't. But I guess like we put Summerall at 10.
But he was a head coach.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like Will Stein, we don't have a fucking clue. He's never been a head coach.
I mean, we put Golding at 12. I guess, do we consider, I mean, how much credit should Pete Golding get for the end of the year last year after Lane left the city in the middle of the night?
I don't know. I mean, some credit for sure.
I give him 0. I still think the biggest mistake, and we're going to look back like, why didn't they do that? Is why didn't they just give Charlie Weiss Jr. the job?
Yeah.
Good offense, bad defense. So promote the good offense to keep him around. Right?
Yeah.
Like what if when Urban left, we promoted Shiano?
Oh God.
Like, because we like him as a football guy more than Ryan Day. What the fuck?
You're right.
The currency is offense. Keep me in games. So, all right, dude, we have some super chats, some big ones. So let's get one, like a fucking ridiculous one, Zach.
Let's go. We'll get a quick commercial. We'll get to all your super chats, Rumble rants. Get them in. We'll be right back after this. What do you do all summer? I mean, I guess there's the pool, looking at girls in bikinis. You could do some day drinking, maybe patio. I guess there's some fun stuff to do. You know what I do? I'm a football junkie. I break down film. That's what I do in the summer. Even about by the pool. I got my iPad logged in. And that's where Bourbon and Ball is my favorite thing I do of the week. Once a week, grab a glass of bourbon, go live for subscribers, and we break down a topic. Just this offseason, we broke down the entire transfer portal, incoming guys at Ohio State. We broke down Arthur Smith's offense. We just broke down Kyle Whittingham's offense, the Utah offense that's coming to Ann Arbor. And we still got 2 more in the tank. The next one, I don't know the order yet, but we're going to go Utah versus Texas Tech to see how Texas Tech stopped Kyle Whittingham's offense, because the game we broke down against Kansas State, they went nuclear. It was all quarterback run game. It was crazy. Wildcat, Wildcat, Wildcat. Will they? I just want to see. Is that what they do against Texas Tech? And how does Texas Tech stop them? We're also going to break down Josh Hoover film, the incoming Indiana quarterback who's going to try to defend the national championship against the Buckeyes in Bloomington. I want to break it down. How fucking good is he? I didn't break down TCU this past year. So I want to dive into the film, the actual film. I watched them on TV. Look pretty good. We'll see what the film says. So come hang out with us. $25 a month, money back guarantee at menacesports.com. It's the Colonel tier. And you get access to all the previous Bourbon and Balls, all the game film breakdowns from this past season, and everything moving forward. Just check it out, try it out, see if you like it. And if you don't, shoot me an email, Zach@menacesports.com. I'll Venmo you your money right back. Check it out, menacesports.com. You have it.
All right.
Let's get to some super chats. What was that?
Do the thing.
Hell yeah. Super Panther, thanks for the 10. Knowing that Arthur Smith said he would have called different plays in certain situations, did Hartline hold back last year's team and keep Sayin down as well?
I want to know what Hartline did last year in terms of calling the offense.
Right. That's where I'm at. Like it did not look like a receiver coach was calling plays. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying he didn't call plays. And if he did, I think a lot of it, people overrate calling plays. Like calling plays, you have a menu of plays situationally that you pick from, right? That is all decided throughout the week. And Ryan Day was heavily involved, if not in charge of that. So like then when you get to fucking, all right, 1st and 10, we're going to go play action here. You have your menu of play action plays that you put in for the week. Well, Ryan Day had all authority for all those calls. It's not like Hartline could just open it up, go 5 wide. They didn't have that in the game plan because Ryan Day said, no, we can't do that to the O-line. So like, people give way too much weight to calling offensive plays. Now, don't get me wrong. You could be bad at it. Like Ed Warner was fucking terrible at it. But if you're just competent, the staff puts the plan together with you. Like it's just dialing up plays.
In my head, it's like when you play Madden and you go through a whole game plan or a whole game, you score a lot of points, and the whole time you're just hitting the Ask Madden thing and you get 3 plays. In my head, that's how it was called last year. You know, we didn't get the surf formations. We were on the Ask Day page.
Ask Day.
Oh, Kermit the Frog, thanks for the 5. Ohio State has a horrible PR team. I don't think Sayin gets the promo. That's why he falls to the wayside in quarterback convos.
Well, there's no PR right now, right?
I mean, they have somebody.
Someone replaced Jerry Amick.
I mean, they have a whole staff. I mean, it was never just him.
Fuck Jerry Amick. All my homies hate Jerry Amick. Yeah, no, Ohio State does have generally pretty bad PR. And honestly, if the whole PR team is just a Jeremiah Smith farewell tour team right now, I'm okay with it.
That's what they're planning.
Yeah, like if Julian Sayin's not gonna get the pub, awesome. But I better see Jeremiah Smith fucking everywhere.
He better be. And I think that's one that they don't even have to promote. Like,
well, I still want them to do it anyway.
Yeah, I feel like they should, because we said the same thing last year, and like I feel like he didn't get the recognition he deserved.
He lost to Blitnikoff.
He's gonna win that though. I mean, that's almost a guarantee.
Imagine being one of the riders in 15 years that didn't vote for. It needs to be like a big shame thing. Like here we're sitting with Roger Williams. You are one of 8 voters to not vote for Jeremiah Smith Blitnikoff one time in his 3-year college career. Why? I hate black people. Got it.
Charlie Becker, Blitnikoff winner.
Yeah, dude. You voted for Cooper DeJean. He was a corner.
Oh, Kermit the Frog, thanks for the 2. Devier Posey or KJ Hill? Who are you taking?
Yes.
I mean, I'm taking KJ, but I got a lot of bias, and I like Devier a lot. I got the chance to get to know him when I got hired.
I can't explain it, but I would kill somebody for Devier Posey. If Devier Posey walked up to me and was like, "Hey, I got some stuff going on. Here's a gun. Go walk those 2 people down." I'd be like, "You got it." At least young me. Nowadays, I'm more mature.
No, I'm taking Posey. The first Ohio State jersey I ever had was a Posey number 8 jersey.
Yeah, he was really good.
So I think I'm down Posey.
If I ever had a son, I would name him Devier. I love Devier Posey, bro. That era of Ohio State football felt like we were like the ragtag. Like it felt like we were almost villain, but like not quite good enough. It's weird.
Well, yeah. I feel like that's only because after the Tattoo Gate, we felt like the villain.
Well, even before Tattoo Gate, you telling me I got a 6'6" quarterback out here putting heads into the dirt? Like, like I felt like we were that team. You hear it? It's the feeling that like when you go baseball wise, when you go play a team where everybody's huge, but they don't know how to quite play baseball yet, and they're striking out a lot, but they're hitting tanks. Like, that's what I felt like we were.
Okay.
Okay.
I had coffee this morning, guys, and 2 cigarettes.
Brother Trucker, thanks for the 300.
Damn.
Zach, switch cameras with Pat. Nobody wants to see him anyway. Better yet, just buy a new one.
It's not a bad idea to switch. I have another camera at home too. I thought we fixed the issue.
Apparently, it didn't save the setting because I think I just fixed it.
Maybe it's because we turn it off.
Oh, maybe.
No, but it should, unless the only thing that I've noticed because I have a similar camera at home. The only thing I've noticed is that if the power goes out.
Yes, which is why I think it happened the other day. I just don't know because when we fixed it, I don't know, but it's been good ever since I've messed with it again. So
We'll just have to check it pre-show. That'll add it to Pat's checklist.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the massive super chat.
Yeah, holy shit. Like, that's incredible. Also, like, the fact that Pat's never fucked up is still hilarious, bro.
His
like, Pat needs it for the least amount of time, camera-wise.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I thought you said Pat has never fucked up. I was like, what? Where the fuck have you been?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, me, never. Super Panther. Did Pat just say Deviere like he was holding his pinky up at the country club?
Right.
Roll your R with it, too. Deviere.
Deviere Posey. No, that's actually one of the ones that I think as a kid I used to say it like that, and it's one that I've never like
undone.
Deviere.
Yeah, Deviere was how I always used to say it as a kid. So yeah, with the pinky up.
That's one of my cool like, oh shit, I'm in it moments was like getting his phone number. Like, that felt really cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I've only texted him one time. One time. You know what it was?
What?
It was something about like, you mentioned you were going to the Woody, like, any thoughts? And it was like Jeremiah Smith's first practice. He texted me back like, Jeremiah Smith, that's it. And I was like, yeah, sold.
That's all we need to say.
That's all. That's dope.
Well, we appreciate you, Menace Army. Go enjoy your hump day. We're what, the 17th? So we're already halfway through June. Well, we're getting there. We're probably about 6 weeks away from college football. Crazy. It's almost back.
No, longer than that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's like 10 weeks. Yeah.
10 weeks.
I'm bad at math. Y'all got it.
We appreciate you, Menace Army. Menace out.